I now have the pleasure of sitting down with Jeroen Bulwada, the COO of Colonial First State, and Shenaz Waples, the CHRO. Thank you both so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Jeroen, we're going to start with you. First of all, for our audience who may not know, can you tell us a bit about Colonial First State and your top priorities right now?
Sure, yeah. Colonial First State is in wealth and asset management. We look after 160 billion assets, about 1 million customers and 10,000 advisors. And our values are very much focused around helping clients achieve financial freedom.
Okay, got it. And so what is your in this realm, what is your top priority right now?
Top priority for me, operations technology, keep everything secure and safe. And making sure that I make the complex easy for our staff, our clients, and their advisors.
So why partner with Oracle then in reaching these priorities around security and making technology easy, et cetera?
Look, what we found really attractive about partnering with Oracle is that the technologies both have great integration capabilities, so it's easy for me to put everything together, and also very secure stack, which is important for cybersecurity, obviously. Finally, self-service workflows, super easy to use by people leaders and their team members.
Absolutely. That's so important, especially for workplace happiness, but also efficiency and productivity.
Absolutely.
And we're going to dive into some of that. But Shenaz, first and foremost, I want to give you a big congratulations. You were just honored with the Customer Excellence Award in HR Innovation here at Oracle. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. We're really privileged to get the award, and I think it's a real recognition of our amazing HR team, but also our technology partners.
Absolutely. Well, again, great work to both of you. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the same question. As the CHRO, what are your top priorities right now?
So it's really around our purpose of helping Australians achieve financial freedom, and the way I play a role in that is by driving the right culture, attracting the best talent, and helping them basically fulfill their potential.
And how does operating on Oracle Fusion Cloud HCM help in achieving that culture that you're talking about?
Sure. So it helps us because there's a lot more automation, so it frees up our people to really focus on the value add tasks. And also it's engaging because it's quite easy to use. And we get a lot of predictive analysis as well, which really helps us put in place the right interventions.
Absolutely. I'm hearing you both say something kind of along the same lines, which is excellence and operational efficiency, so that your teams can do what you can build the culture that you're trying to build.
Correct.
But for anybody who's watching right now that maybe doesn't know what excellence and operational efficiency looks like, how would you describe that?
For us, we have lots of processes. Recruiting, onboarding, people management, and making sure that those processes are simplified so that people, leaders and staff can do them efficiently and create a good experience for them is critical. Because that means that they can spend more time with clients, with advisors, and with each other to create more innovation for the organization.
Right, hitting that goal of financial freedom for Australians, right?
That's it, yeah.
Exactly, and I think Jeroen summed it up really well. The only thing I'd add is having access to real-time data means we can make smarter, faster decisions. Rather than having lots of lag indicators, we now have lead indicators, which just helps us move things along a lot more quickly.
What are some examples of, even just one example of a decision you've been able to make with that real-time data to help drive that?
So one of them is in relation to, say, employee well-being. We can use the data to predict, are there teams where we need to put some interventions in, maybe from a resourcing perspective, maybe from an engagement perspective, etc. So it really helps us sort of identify any hotspots, both what's working really well and what's not, and it helps us drive the right interventions.
Why is Oracle Fusion Cloud applications really kind of the best suite to use for operational efficiency for Colonial First State? Jeroen, we'll start with you.
Look, I might start, if you don't mind, but Oracle Fusion Cloud applications are out of the box, create really good capabilities for us to implement. That was one of the things that we needed to focus on when we started to use it. We were suffering from lots of customization. So one of the first things I did was working with the teams under leadership with Shenaz and her team to try to bring it back to standard, the way the system was designed to be used. Now that we've got there, it enables us to use lots of other features as well, and Oracle keeps releasing more features every week, every month, every quarter, including artificial intelligence.
Right. And Shenaz, anything that you would add to that?
Sure. One of the things we really focus on is measuring everything that matters. I'm really looking forward to optimizing the dashboards that the Fusion Data Intelligence System offers.
Yeah.
And I think our leaders are going to love that, to be able to create their own dashboards, customize it for their teams, and then use it to drive the right outcomes.
Right, they're able to have that data right at their fingertips right in front of them every day when they sign on. So that's super important. Another thing we talk about a lot is the seamless integration between ERP, for example, and HCM. Why is this seamless integration so important, Jeroen? Like, what benefits does it bring to the company?
It just saves time.
Yeah.
You know, it prevents me from having to build integrations myself and my team, and it helps with reconciliation. You know, making sure that the data is seamless across all of those applications, so that our people don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
It takes that confusion away, and again enables them to focus on the really important things.
Right, your clients, your customers, et
Exactly.
cetera. Right. Shenaz, speaking of people are, of course, our most important, but also our most expensive asset.
Sure.
How does working in Oracle Fusion Cloud HCM really help drive greater productivity and engagement from your workforce?
I think the main sort of benefit we see is a self-service option. So having the built-in workflows and approval processes means our leaders can actually transact themselves. And as Jeroen said, because the data is very accurate, it's integrated, we have confidence they're using it in the right way. So self-service is definitely one of them. And then the other is around helping our employees respond to their inquiries. We've got the next-gen help desk, which really gives us access to knowledge very quickly, and we can respond in a much faster and much more comprehensive way.
Okay, final question here. AI, of course, is the name of the game right now, right? You mentioned artificial intelligence earlier. How are you leveraging artificial intelligence within Fusion Cloud applications, and what additional benefits will this bring the company, Jeroen?
Look, we're big fans of artificial intelligence. We try to infuse it right across our organization. And what we love about Oracle and the application suite is that there's a lot of pre-built AI features baked into it. Selfishly, that saves me a lot of time. So I don't have to build them myself. I can just switch them on and make them available to the HR team, the finance teams, and other teams within the organization. And what we believe is going to be really critical is that those features will help us accelerate and create better experience around recruitment, onboarding, workforce management, but also things like learning. It will help educate faster and more efficiently.
Yeah, well, those are all great things, and we look forward to seeing the greater productivity and efficiency you bring with those AI capabilities. Thank you both so much for joining us here in Sydney.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.